Here's a fun little experiment with a deck of cards that I'd like to try on you. I'm going to take this deck and I'm going to have you, well, we'll shuffle them first, but I'm going to have you decide which cards we actually work with in this trick. Okay, give it a quick shuffle, and then I'm going to have you decide which cards we work with by saying stop. As I'm putting cards on the table like this, we're going to just use a small packet of cards. I want you to decide how many we work with. So you say stop whenever you want to. Let's say they stop us right about here. We'll put the rest of the cards away. We're just going to use the packet that you chose, and we're going to divide these up, do something pretty amazing. So just make two piles like this. One for you, one for me, kind of a deal. And we're not going to look at the cards. We want them to be randomized, okay? So we'll put those right here like this. I've also got some other cards here. These are cards with symbols on them. I have a circle and a square, right? But I want you to mix them up. Let's not look at them. In fact, I'm going to put them under the table, mix them up a little bit. And the spectator could do this themselves, of course, behind their back, whatever. We don't want to see the faces of these. Just like we haven't seen the faces of these. You say, I want you to put these wherever you want. You want this to go here, or you can even switch the packets if you want to, but once they've decided where they want things to go, which card goes with which packet, then they will settle out somewhere. Let's say they stop there, but they can change their mind. They can do one of these if you want to, or this, whatever. So, okay, so you chose which cards we're going to work with, and then you split it into two piles, and then you lined up these cards. Neither one of us can see the faces of these, so it'll be interesting, this experiment, to see if this coincidence really occurs the way I think it will. Okay, and then in here, I've got an envelope with two prediction cards. I'm going to take them out for the first time and show you what they are. Right in here, I've got two cards, nothing else. As you can see, I've got a card with a circle on it and a 3 of spades, and one with a square on it with a 2 of hearts. These are my predictions. So we shuffled the cards, you broke them into two packets, you decided where they go. You decided where the symbols go. Let's look at the symbols. Wouldn't it be amazing if the circle was in the same line as your circle? Absolutely amazing. Be more amazing, though, if you happen to put this symbol in line with this symbol. And you did. You got the square and the circle just right. But I think it'd be incredible if the cards you landed on were also the same ones that I predicted in the right position. That's called the square circle card trick. And I'm going to show you how to do it right now. All right, so there's a couple things we're going to need. We're going to need a deck of cards. That deck of cards is going to need to have the 2 force cards of your choice. I'm going to use the 2 of hearts and the 3 of spades, as you saw. There's a little preparation to that I'll show you in a second. We're also going to use 2 double face cards right here. I have a 2 of hearts and a 3 of spades. That's why I chose these as my force cards, because these are the double face cards I chose. This is how we prepare this. I'm going to take a 2 of hearts, 3 of spades double face card, and I'm going to put a square on this side and a square on this side, so that the 2 of hearts has a square and the 3 of spades has a square. Same thing with this one. That's the circle card. 3 of spades has a circle and the 2 of hearts has a circle, right? And I'm going to put them in my envelope, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remember which way they go. And the way I did it is I just remembered that the 2 circle is facing up this way. And from there, I can know which of these to pull out. If I want to pull them out this way with the 2 circle, or if I want to pull them out this way with the 2 square. Okay, it's either 2 circle or 2 square. That's the first preparation. A couple of double facers. Next, you're going to need a couple symbol cards. Now, I've got these special cards that I bought. You can buy ESP symbol cards that are marked, and that's what these are. These are called Eclipse. These are the best in the world, the Eclipse deck. It's just fantastic. You can read the backs of these from across the room just about. But you can actually make your own. You can get some blank bicycle cards or just blank any kind of cards and figure out your own marking system. You can take jokers and write with the felt pen and put a circle and a square and then just kind of mark the card however you want to, just as long as you know which one's a circle and which one's the square. That's all you need to know. Super simple. All right, so I've got my marked symbol cards, a square and a circle. I've got my double facers ready to go. I know that the 2 circle comes out this way. Okay, so that's easy setup. And then I've got this. This is just a real simple force. The deck can be shuffled except for those 2 top cards, which is what I did. Shuffled the deck while we were talking, but while I was shuffling, I retained those 2 top cards by doing this kind of a shuffle. And I say it doesn't really matter whether they're shuffled or not, even though we're shuffling them. It doesn't really matter because you're going to pick the cards we work with anyway, and they are. So what we're going to do now, remember our 2 force cards are on top. We're asking them to stop us. And what I just did was I just put on the table the 2 force cards I want them to end up with. But I'm going to make it look like you decide where we stop. We stop there. Okay, that's great. Now we have a packet of cards. You want to emphasize they chose which cards we're working with. And now they're going to split them into 2 groups. And when they do, watch what happens. Remember, the last cards in this packet are our 2 force cards. Now you're probably wondering, how did I keep track of, these are them, which one's a 2 and which one's a 3? Well, once again, I have my own little secret marking. What I did was, this I know is the 2, and the reason why I know that is because I just took a little X-Acto knife or a little pin and I put a little scrape mark. I don't know if you can see it on there. I might have to make a picture of that for you. The corner of that card, I just scraped off just the tiniest little mark right there. And you don't have to do it that way. Mark it any way you want. Put a blue dot or something if you want to. But I just know that's the 2 and I know that one's the 3. I know they're the 2 and the 3, but I mark them because I don't know which packet they're going to end up in, and I want to keep track of that. So in my case, I put a little mark in the corner here for 2, and then I put one in the middle of this card for 3. Okay, and I did it at both ends in case they get turned this way, so I can see the middle mark there. I know this is the 3. If this one got turned this way, I can see my little corner mark, so I know it's 2 there and 3 there. Okay, so as far as they're concerned, we're not looking at anything. We got shuffled decks. They split up the cards. They put them in 2 packets. They can even move them around. So if they want to switch them around, because remember, I can see everything because they're marked, right? So I know I got a 2 there and a 3 there. But if they switch them, that's fine. I got a 2 there and a 3 there. And then they're going to look at these. They're going to mix these up. It doesn't matter where they put these because these are marked. I'm already set to go. So what I'm doing is, I even say, now we haven't even looked at these cards yet. And you can decide where they go, and they've decided where they go. What I'm doing in my mind is I know I got a 2, because I can read that. And I know I got a square, because I can read that. So 2 square, right? Well, I know where my 2 square is. It's with my circle 3. So when I open up the envelope, remember I knew where the 2 circle was. It was on this side. So I'm going to be pulling them out this way, right? I'm going to be pulling them out this way. I have 2 cards in here. That's all that was in there. 2 cards. I can show the envelope empty. And I'm going to put these down right here like this because I can see I have a 2 and a square, and I can see I have a 3 and I have a circle. Mark. But this is the big buildup. They don't really know why we're doing what we're doing. We say, and I start with, let's see if we got the symbols right. You decided, remember, you could change your mind at any point, but you decided that the circle would go in this row. And look, it matches up just like the square does. But what would be more amazing, out of all those cards that we shuffled up and you chose, wouldn't it be incredible if you even got that right and you got the 2 and the 3. Done. Super, super good trick. Very amazing trick. I realize the setup on this is way more than just grabbing a deck of cards and shuffle it and have somebody pick a card. But this really, really entertaining because there's a lot of pieces to it. And the setup's worth it. I mean, once you've got these made, if you make your marked little ESP cards. And by the way, I have a video about how to make mind-reading cards. If you watch my video, that's what it's called, how to make your own mind-reading cards. I tell you how to make lots of different kinds of ESP cards that are marked. And so you can use those, make those, or get yourself an Eclipse deck. That's the best, I think. And then, of course, it's just a regular deck, and I just wanted to keep track of these force cards, and so I put my little marks on those. That's not hard to do. Once it's done, it's done. So I can basically just take this trick with me, and as long as I remember what the orientation of these cards is, I always remember 2 circles right here. So I know which way to take these out, depending on their choice. If the 2 has a circle, I take them out this way, and if the 2 has the square, I take them out this way. It's easy. So a couple of double facers and a deck of cards, make a couple of mind reading cards, and you have something that's absolutely a professional level mind reading. It was something that you could really blow people away with. It's really a fun trick to do. Easy to do once it's set up. And I hope you try it. I hope you try it on your friends, and I hope you have a lot of fun with it and entertain your audience with this amazing magic.